Okay, so I have a little more time. I thought I'd stick it into this radio here. And, I'm all set to turn it on. And I think I left it on since the last time I worked on it. I'm going to assume these batteries have gone dead. The volume is about halfway. Switch is off. Here we go. I'm watching the LED up here very carefully, and it's flicking and flashing as I move this cord. This is really an unsatisfactory connection here. Well, in any case, what was suggested to me is, and it's a really good idea, is verify that both switches that operate when you throw this are operating properly. And again, I don't want to lift the board out for fear of just causing bigger and bigger problems, but I should be able to find a resistor, which was R something, and what are the chances I can spot that? No resistors are marked on this board at all. Yeah. And let's see. Likewise, coming off the board here, nothing is marked. Seems to me I found the 3 volts everywhere I needed to find it earlier during testing, so maybe I shouldn't be so suspicious about it. There's the 3 volts. Switch is on. Yeah, okay, the radio's powered. Sure isn't operating though, is it? It's 14 there. 3 there. 3 there. There it is there on that board. I think this board's run with 6 volts, I think. There's 5.3 on it. So, you know, like every board has got voltage. So therefore nothing's wrong with it. Seems like some charges build up somewhere when I work the switch. The charges are released. And based on the loud popping that gets a little quieter as you operate it. See, I mean, there's voltage all over the place in here. Kind of brings me back to the idea that there's a component failure, maybe even a digital component failure. Display is never lit properly even when the radio seems to work. And but I'm stumped here. I really don't know what the heck to try, or lift the whole board out and start looking under things. And what if I get the whole shebang out and not separate this board from here? Maybe that's not that big a step. I believe you can achieve that by just releasing this screw here. Well, let's do it. I mean, what have I got to lose here? Nothing. I think this is the only screw you have to release. Famous last words. It was the last screw he ever released. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm picking the whole bottom up here. That seemed to be... oh yeah. Now I've got the radio on, so if I wasn't flexing it before, I sure am now. What's holding it? More screws I don't know about. Now what's been holding it in over here all this time? Well, I don't think it's quite as easy as I thought. I got no clue how that board is held in there. Sure seems like the screw loosened up this end of it. By my, just looking at the way the board is bending, there appears to be a screw right in there. Right under here somewhere. Hey, it's coming loose. Mechanical lever is not moving with the board. It's disengaging. There's this piece popping out here. Sometimes these pieces that sort of hold the jacks will come out with they're a separate piece of plastic. Other times they're not. It looks like a separate piece, but I don't think it is. Pull the power out. The board comes up and shoots out this way. Yeah, if there wasn't a crack in the board before. kind of release. Some kind of release there. That's what it is, all right. Comes. There it sort of comes, except for the wire I put on here. That was the extra wire for the battery, the 2-volt battery. I just knocked the ground all apart here. Better take this one off too. I've really gone and done it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Flip it right over. Gee, I didn't see that. I didn't read that anywhere, but the voltage from these batteries is also conveyed into the board by just these little metal contacts here. Wow, that's up against these contact points. That's where I believed we were having trouble. Well, in looking at this, I don't expect to see anything, and I don't see anything. And here's the bottom of the switch here. Not much of a switch. Wow. It's loosey-goosey here like crazy. Look at this. Get it apart. It's a pretty ordinary looking switch there. There it is. Really flimsy looking thing, isn't it? Oh my gosh. That's the on-off switch on this radio. Take a look at the just a sec while I shut down the autofocus here. Just looking at the way the switch is installed and mechanically linked to the switch lever that protrudes out of the radio. Doesn't look like you would stress these connections quite as much as you might in other arrangements. And they do not look cold. The one there, it's a little odd. Let me point it out to you there. This one right here. But they don't look lifted, they don't look cracked. They're still shiny. But what does look really flimsy is the actual switch itself. That isn't the crummiest piece of junk. Doesn't have much travel either. Oh, look at it. I don't feel any springiness, like it's not snapping back up, down, any which way. Wow, so let's get an even closer look at it if we can. See if we can illuminate it by making the board glow a bit. Yeah. I think we got to take it out of there and take a good look at it. Let's do the ohm test on it here. Okay, switch is in one position. Let's turn on the voltmeter. Hey, that'll help. I almost always test them before I start this kind of thing. I didn't this time. Switch the other way. Well, it seems to be functional. Let's put the power back in the radio and just see if by some chance it's fixed. Switch on. Now which way would be on? Huh? Moving the switch is so light that you can hardly even tell when you've moved it. I'm getting nothing in either situation. Let's just see where the volume is ended up. Let's see where you guys ended up. I really gotta improve things here with my wires, holy smokes. No wonder that fell down. I got everything hanging on the camera wire here. That's more exciting than what I'm doing to the radio anyway. Yeah, I was bringing the radio back this way for some reason. Let's check the volume, wasn't it? I'm stressing everything that could potentially lead to a failure of all these wires every time I do this. Volume up full. You know what? There's no supply from the two little batteries, so there's no hope of this radio operating right now. So I'm going to have to solve that. Supply, figure out some kind of a way, probably just extend these wires back up onto it and power it up some more. Anyway, we've gone another step with it. Thanks for watching. Well, just in thinking about it here a bit more, I can extend those wires on a temporary basis with my old buddies Mr. and Mrs. Clip Lead here. Clip that guy there. This is our positive one. one. It's a little more harder to clip on, I think. Yeah, he's definitely harder to clip on. Then let's do this. Let's solder back a wire from the contact point there. Make it a nice long wire. What does it matter? Okay. Too long. It's too long. It's too long. Either twist these guys together. Yeah, let's tack them together. Okay. Radio might be on right now. I don't know. Let's switch the switch here. There's the switch. Well, we're getting exactly the same behavior. The red indicator light's just flicking on a little bit and going away. So I don't think we've done any further damage to the radio. I think it's in its same broken state. So, but that gives us an idea which way the switch goes to go on. It did give me an idea. It doesn't now. Well, we'll worry about that on the next one. Anyway, it didn't jump to life, did it?